Welcome into the Cowboys Report. Last week we asked you guys to like the video if you wanted the Cowboys to blow out the Colts, which you did, and then the Cowboys blew out the Colts in an incredible fourth quarter blowout there. We had 1,400 likes on last week's preview video. Let's get to 1,401 on today, and based on previous data, it means the Cowboys will blow out the Texans. So like the video right now. This is the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey, and it's time for our weekly preview as the Cowboys take on let's call them what they are, a garbage football team in the Houston Texans. They are 1-10-1 this year. They've lost a bunch of games in a row. They have the second worst scoring offense and a bottom 10 scoring defense. That's not something that results in very many wins. The Cowboys, for good reason at home, are a whopping 17-point favorite against the Texans. They have lost over 5 games in a row. They've only got lost in their previous 5 games. Lost against the Browns. Sean didn't even play that well, and the Browns won by 2 scores. 2-score loss against the Dolphins. 2-score loss against the Commanders. They fought hard against those Giants, and then a 2-score loss against Philadelphia. That tends to be their trend. They lose by 2 scores and aren't competitive enough. The Cowboys, meanwhile, Week 13, a blowout win over Indy. What was almost a 2-score win over the Giants. A blowout win over the Vikings. You can have 3 blowout wins in your last 4. That's pretty impressive. The bad loss against the Packers and another 20-plus point win over the Chicago Bears. Dallas is playing well. The Texans are not. Let's hit the injury report then here. We'll do the Cowboys side, then we'll jump into the Texans as well here. The good news is everyone was at practice in some capacity today. Now, yesterday, Wednesday, Kelvin Joseph, Sam Williams were not participants as they battled illness. Seems like, especially Kelvin Joseph, more in a little bit, is trending towards being able to go. Quinton Bohanna is battling that knee injury. He might just be limited a lot going forward. Johnathan Hankins missed practice yesterday due to a personal issue. Back in the building today for Mike McCarthy, so should be fine there. And then you'll see Jayron, Kearse, and Demarcus Lawrence basically limited most practice days as he battles the shoulder, the dislocated shoulder there, and the foot injury for Demarcus Lawrence. He'll battle that all year. So overall, a very healthy Cowboys team in December, minus, of course, latest one of Anthony Brown. The Texans, meanwhile, not that healthy. Red flags here, a lot of DNPs, specifically their top 2 receivers, Nico Collins and Brandon Cooks. Both did not participate on Wednesday. We will see what happens on Thursday, Friday, if they're able to go or not. If they can't, the Texans are led by dynamic receivers, Chris Moore, Philip Dorsett, and Amari Rodgers, as they make the switch back, by the way, to Davis Mills at the quarterback position. Mario Addison's battling a knee. There's some rest issues there for Malik Collins, Cowboys legend, Jerry Hughes. The kicker should be fine. Derek Stingley's battling a bit banged up, but he's been a rookie anyway. So Texans not that healthy, and again, they suck. So every single person watching, even you Texans fans, unless you're delusional, should be picking the Cowboys. As long as Dallas doesn't choke, they're going to win this football game. Who you got? C for the Cowboys, T for the Texans. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Before we go to my keys to the game, a quick note here on Tyron Smith. I do not think he's going to play this week. He's back at practice, getting some reps in. That's awesome. But I would say keep an eye out for next week for Tyron Smith. Remember, that 21-day window is a maximum, not a minimum. So Tyron Smith could return against the Jags. Maybe he's on a pitch count in that game, just hypothetically speaking. And there's a good chance he plays, and I'm trying to speak into existence some too here, of course, that he plays against Jacksonville, and you get him back full-time for Philly as well, and then Titans and down your playoff stretch. That'd be a big boost for the Cowboys' offensive line. So will Tyron Smith play against the Jags? Y for yes, N for no. Get those votes in. I'm going to type in Y for yes, if only to speak some good vibes into existence. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. Maybe for you it's an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed because you got Disney Plus, and Netflix, and other stuff we're watching instead. There's this great app I use that helps me keep track of all my expenses. And because of it, I no longer waste money on subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for, or I didn't know I was paying for, whatever. I don't even use, you name it. You might have heard of this app, by the way. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for, or maybe you were double charged for. To cancel a subscription, all you got to do is press cancel. And Rocket Money takes care of the rest, especially if maybe you forgot your password, your login, you got to try to log in to cancel it. They'll take care of it for you. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. That's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Could save you hundreds per year. Links in the comment section and the description of today's show. Let's talk keys to the game. And number 5 is the most important one, so make sure you tune in here. Number 1 is keep the offense humming. Some great stats from where the Cowboys offense was week 1 to week 6, which does include Dak Prescott in week 1, but mostly Cooper Rush, versus week 7, week 13. Points per game, first couple weeks, they were 23rd, 27th in yards, 29th in third downs, 20th in red zone touchdown percentage, 27th in explosive plays, by the way, a rush of 10 yards or a pass of 20 yards or more. Week 7 to week 13, since Dak has returned, they are 35 points per game. Number 1 in the NFL, almost double. Number 2 in total yards per game, from 27 to 2, from 23 to 1. Third downs, they're number 1 in the NFL, from 29th to 1st. They are the number 2 red zone scoring offense. Touchdowns, well, that's been a big problem, right? We've always said this with Kellen Moore. Not the case this year. They're number 4 in explosive plays. The Cowboys offense, since Dak Prescott has come back, legitimately has been the best offense in the NFL. Now, you're going to have the occasional bad game, and you're not going to score 40 every time or drop 50 brisket, 40 burger, whatever we're calling it, but you get this offense, or at least a version close to it against better competition, etc., in the playoffs, you make some damn big noise. Now, we are covering the Dallas Cowboys here, of course, on the Cowboys Report, and we've been smoking the Texans. On the actual Texans YouTube channel, 46.4K. I want to double them, not just double or triple them, which we're already doing. I want 100,000 more than that poverty-ass franchise that just stole the Cowboys logo and put it in there. You see the star, like that's just straight from the Cowboys, right? Because they wish they were us. Hit that subscribe button. Free Cowboys videos every single day. Let's talk defensive keys to the game. Number 2, stop the run. Houston's going back to Davis Mills. He's not very good, but they do have a fantastic running back in Dameon Pierce, the teammate of Malik Davis for the Cowboys. Might be a jersey swap there after this game wraps up. 4.3 yards per carry. He's going to surpass 1,000 yards probably this year. Despite a not great offensive line or passing game, Houston will try to run the football. We will see if they remember, oh yeah, outside runs is how you beat the Cowboys. Colts didn't really do it all that effectively. The run defense has been better the past couple weeks. If I'm Houston, I'm picking on the left side of their offensive line, the right side of the Cowboys defense. Get outside runs. We'll see if that happens. So predict the score for me of Cowboys versus Texans. Should be a big win for Dallas, but I want to hear your score predictions. Mine coming at the end of today's video. Number 3 key to the game. Quarterback number 2 steps up. And that's probably going to be Kelvin Joseph with Nashawn Wright not quite 100 or not quite performing that much, but inactive. Joseph battling the illness. You'll see Wright active, but Kelvin Joseph, boss man fat, gets his first crack here. And I can't think of a better matchup than a quarterback who was benched and now back in there, who might be down his top 2 receivers. Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks banged up. We'll see if they both play. Cooks missed last week, so we'll know more later Thursday, early Friday, if they'll be able to go. And then Chris Moore, Philip Dorsett, Amari Rodgers, who got cut because he sucks for the Packers. This is a good week for Kelvin Joseph to get his first start, assuming he can battle his own illness issues. And hot take, I'm feeling Kelvin Joseph interception this week because they'll throw at him. They'll throw at the new guy. I'm thinking interception this week for Kelvin Joseph here. So what is your confidence level in Joseph? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. We'll talk season confidence, not just this game. Key to the game number 4, right off the Kelvin Joseph INT bold prediction. How about you win the turnover battle? And this is like, if the Cowboys lose, it's probably because they made a bunch of self-inflicted wounds. Dallas this year is number 2 in the NFL in the turnover battle. They are +9 on the season, which is Hey, that's pretty darn good. That's almost a better takeaway per game because that's how the NFL tends to work. You don't get 3 takeaways every game, but also thanks, Indy. The Texans, meanwhile, are -6 this year. That's 28th. So, again, another metric, because all the metrics already do, favor the best team in Texas versus the worst team in Texas, and hell, TCU might be able to beat them. I'm kidding, but also not. Number 5, don't, as Mike McCarthy put it, take the cheese. If you've been paying attention this entire video, I have bodied Houston at every single point because they suck. The Cowboys should blow the doors off the Houston Texans, and this game should be over by halftime. But I can say that. You can say that because we're fans, we're media, we're not actually parts of the team. The players and the coaching staff still have to be ready to play. They have to be locked in because, yeah, you might be able to do your second half match again and make a comeback effort. Not going to work against everybody. And you shouldn't sleepwalk through this game. So don't get too cocky, even though we can because Houston sucks. The players have to be locked in. It's still the NFL. You have to make sure you're actually prepared to play, or yeah, upsets will happen. So my score prediction this week, Cowboys win 31-13. Come on, Houston sucks. Blow them off, blow the doors off them in hell. Maybe you'll make Fox cut away from the game again. But we'll be live for the game, and we won't cut away. So make sure you're subscribed right here on the Cowboys Report.